Okay guys, so I've got Midnight in the shop tonight. Gonna give him a little love. Haven't really done anything to him for a while now. Pretty much just did some repairs and maintenance when I was plowing. But I'm gonna do a little bit of an upgrade, something I wanted to do for a long time. Upgrade to the lighting. I'm gonna change around the daytime running lights, and we're gonna mess around with those. So that's what's gonna happen today. Not too difficult of a mod, but it's just something I wanted to do and I haven't been able to do it, and I'm gonna try to get it done tonight. So let's get to it. So this is what my truck looks like when I'm going down the road and it's daytime. My daytime running lights are an LED amber light. So this is what I have. I know a lot of Chevys, they'll be going down the road and there'll be one of those lit, or all of them are burned out. Them are LED, and I've switched them out to amber. But we're going to do stuff a little differently. I'm going to get my lights apart here and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got my lights tore apart on this thing. Really, I am after this daytime running light plug. I'm going to run what they call a switchback in this plug. And in order to do that, I got to replace this plug because you can see there's only 2 wires coming out of it. In order to run a switchback, I need 3 wires coming out of it. A ground, wire for the running light, and then a wire for the turn signal. And I'll get into that, what a switchback is, in a second here. But I've got to replace both these sockets. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one of these sockets on there. So this is what I had to order. I ordered another turn signal parking light socket. These might work for the brake lights too, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's got the 3 wires that I need. As for this fitting in the housing, fitting in the light socket, it does fit in the light socket, but the latch, this latch that's on there, isn't going to line up with the one that's on there, because this is not the plug you're supposed to be putting in that socket. It will go in there and you can turn it, and it's tight in the light socket, but it won't, the lock mechanism and stuff won't line up. But like I said, it's tight enough. It's going to stay in there, I think. Just keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. But when you're modifying things, this is this type of stuff you got to work with, guys. If you want everything perfect factory, you better leave it perfect factory, because that's the only way it's going to happen. Along with this is I got some switchback. Well, these are actually just 3157 standard amber turn signals with the projector on the front. Should be super bright. Again, I got these from JDM A-Star. I trust these guys as much as I trust the Oxbeam brand. And then I've got the switchbacks. These are amber and white, also with the projector, so they should match. Again, JDM A-Star. And I'll have links, guys, for all this stuff in the description. You know, everything I got here for this little conversion. You can see what I had in there before. I had some standard bulbs, because I actually bought some LEDs from the local parts store, and they really weren't that bright. So I had to replace them with standard just some standard bulbs because they weren't bright enough, which was kind of odd, but whatever. I usually order my LED lights now. What I had in there, this is what I had in the daytime running light, which is actually, now that I look at it, it's a switchback. And I think this might be a switchback from when I had the dually, I believe. I put this in the reverse light, and it was a reverse light. And then when I turned on my strobes, it strobed amber. But it's basically the same concept as what I'm doing. It's a switchback. And I'm going to show you guys what switchback actually does. Okay guys, so what is a switchback? Okay, I've got a switchback in here. This is actually the old bulbs that I had in the daytime running lights, and it is a switchback. So basically a switchback is, here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm driving around, I got my daytime running lights on, and I'm driving around, and this is what people are going to see. It's my white daytime running light. Okay, so I get to a turn, I turn my turn signal on, and this is what's going to happen. It turns into the turn signal, shuts the daytime running light all by itself. This bulb is doing that. I'm not doing anything but giving it power. So once my turn signal shuts off, it turns back into my daytime running light once I get around the corner and it shuts off. I get to the next corner, put my turn signal on. It's a turn signal. I get around the corner, everything shuts off, and I have my daytime running lights back on. So that's what a switchback does. It switches back from, you know, amber and white most of the time. I'm sure there's different colors. But that's what a switchback is. It's going to make the truck run kind of like the newer stuff. The newer stuff does that, where they shut the daytime running light off on the side that the turn signal is on. I think one reason they do that is because the daytime running lights are getting so bright that a white light will actually overpower an amber light. And they shut that daytime running light off so people can clearly see your turn signal is on. That's why I think that they're now shutting them off and when you put your turn signal on. But that's basically what I'm going to do. I've got to get these wired in to my truck. Basically, I've got a ground wire, which is the black one. And you just seen me, I believe the pink one here is going to be my daytime running light. And then the blue one is going to be my turn signal. And that should work out. Okay, so in order to pull this off, I just told you I got to wire this into my truck, this new plug. I just actually cut the old plugs out. And you can see that you've already got two wires going to these plugs. So you got a black one, which is the ground, and then the blue one, which is the daytime running light signal. So the only thing you need to go and find is the turn signal, which is actually going to go to this blue one. You don't hook blue to blue. The turn signal is going to go to this blue one. I'm going to tap into my plow harness because it's just going to be easier. I got extra length on that, so that's just going to be easier for me. If you're doing this and you don't have a plow harness, guys, you're going to have to go into your wiring harness here. See, I've already done it because this is where the plow harness taps into the turn signal. So I've already done that, but it's a blue one, a blue wire on this side. Brown is parking, black is ground, and then the blue one is the turn signal. On this side, same deal. It's blue, it's a little darker blue, but then you got brown, which is the parking, black, which is the ground. So you're gonna have to go find your turn signal, guys, and tap into that. But I'm gonna get these wired up. You ain't gonna want to see me do that. I'm gonna get these wired up and we'll see how they work. Okay guys, a couple tips when you're doing this kind of stuff. For my wiring, I use these butt connectors with the built-in heat shrink. I haven't heat shrinked these yet, but these do a really good job of keeping your connections clean and corrosion free. I do that with all my plow connections, and I've honestly never had an issue. And you know, when I'm plowing, I'm out in the salt and mess and everything, and I've never had an issue with these connectors. Along with that, to protect yourself from corrosion again, is these sockets. I like to take these sockets and just fill them full of dielectric grease. It kind of gets a little messy when you pull your lights out, but it's just a grease, guys, that goes in there. This just happens to be Permatex. Buy big tubes of it because I use it a lot. And every light socket that I pull off and that I don't see it filled with dielectric grease, I'll actually fill them. Again, that's going to keep the corrosion out of there. You know, maybe if you live in Florida or California, you ain't got to worry about that. But in Wisconsin here in the Rust Belt, to keep your electrical connections clean, it's just going to be a good thing. It's cheap, it's easy. That's what I do. Anyway, guys, I'm going to heat shrink these, put some heat on them, shrink them up. I'm going to go to the other side, do that. I've already tested it, it works. And I put my lights on and I'll show you how this functions on the truck. Okay, so now when I'm running down the road during the day, I'm going to have these white lights on, and them are bright, guys. All of them are bright. So those will be on when I'm driving around, and I'll show you what happens when I put my turn signal on. Okay, so this is what happens when I put my turn signal on. You can see the daytime running light shuts off on this side only. It's still on over there. One thing I'm noticing right now is this one right here is turning on like a fraction of a second before that one. It's actually giving me a sequential kind of turn kind of look. I don't mind it. I wish it went the other way. So this one would light up first and then that one. But I don't think anybody's going to notice that, guys. You know, I put my turn signal on. You'll see the turn signal. And, you know, it's way over to this side. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I could swap the daytime running light over here. Problem is, well, I guess that would work out. I was thinking maybe that, you know, your parking light's going to be, you know, towards the center of the vehicle, but I guess it doesn't matter because there's another one right here. This is a parking light. So I guess it won't matter. I think I might swap them, see what happens. But that's my mod, guys. Man, that is bright. It's hard to even look at, that white light. Okay, so with the light socket switched around, the daytime running light used to be there. Now it's right here where the parking turn signal used to be. And I think that's going to work, guys. It's a little different. And again, that light is super bright. I think that's going to work, and then I'll show you what happens when I do the turn signal. So there's the turn signal. Again, the daytime running light goes out, and the amber turns on. And actually, guys, it's got a cool little kind of sequential turn signal that I really wasn't planning on, but I think it looks pretty good. So I guess that's going to do it for this one, guys. I think it turned out really good. Changed up my lights a little bit, and they're going to be a little different than every other Silverado out there. I have fully functional turn signals, so I'm going to be legal. So I'm pretty happy. I guess I'll see you guys.